we are going through a spiritual awakening. Hello, my beautiful people. For those that don't know me, my name is Despina, and today here at Crystals Within, we'll talk about the spiritual awakening that is happening, and also what does this mean as far as energies, and how we can go through this awakening and have a smooth ride to this awakening. Of course, if you haven't subscribed here at Crystals Within, go ahead and subscribe, as well as hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos I post here on this platform, as well as like this video because it does help the channel and I always appreciate your good energy. So as you see, I'm very comfortable today because this is a very important topic, and so have a seat and let's chat together through this idea of the spiritual awakening. So first and foremost, what does a spiritual awakening mean? So a spiritual awakening is when there's a shift of energies happening in the earth, and a shift meaning a shift that will happen not only on the surface of the earth but also in our soul. Our soul is elevating through a different level. So we will notice a lot of transitions happening during this time. So we are moving from the third density to the fourth density, also known as 3D to 5D. And the third density is pretty much the solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is the chakra of strength, is the chakra of will, is the chakra of confidence, and those qualities are great. But when the solar plexus chakra is overused or over abused, then we see a stubborn energy, a critical energy, an abuse of power. And this is exactly what is happening right now. We over abuse the energy of the third density. So we have to move to the fourth density, or 5D, also known as the love energy. And this energy is about acceptance, it's about unconditional love, it's about peace, it's about just loving energies in general. So why does this shift need to happen? Why does it need to happen right now? If you look around you in the world, there's so much criticism, so much judgment, so much cancel culture. I'm canceling you because of these. We don't give chances anymore to people to realize their mistakes, understand their mistakes. And I see a lot of bullying, especially on social media. There's a lot of bullying. Why are you talking like this? Why are you eating like this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you wearing that? And this is such an unhealthy energy to carry. This is such a heavy energy to be around consistently. So the universe had it, you guys, pretty much. And you see how we're moving from 3D to 5D. We're not even moving to 4D. We're automatically transitioning to 5D. So we will feel this transition a lot because it's a huge jump. It's a huge shift that is happening. So I want you to remember that during this time, we'll be faced with things that are triggering to us. And the reason is because this 3D energy, some of it, it's carried from our past lives. So it's our karma to face this energy during this time on earth. And that's why we as spiritual human beings chose to be here during this time, so we can heal this karma, because it's time to move on. It's time to leave things in the back. So if things are triggering to you during this time, if things are making you angry during this time, certain conversations you might have with people, certain situations you might be faced in, we have to stop and look within and ask ourselves, if this is triggering me, what in me do I need to heal? And we all agreed to be here during this time. Even though we don't remember, we agreed to go through this shift because our soul needed to heal from certain karmic past mistakes. And as a collective, we're all going through this together, and also going through this on a personal level. So everybody's facing this right now. And that's why the pandemic happened, because we needed to stop from all the distractions, from working all the time or going out all the time. We needed to stop so we can see and face the things that need healing, because the energy shift is happening. And if we refuse to heal this part of ourselves, if we choose to stay in that judgmental 3D world, we will see a lot of suffering. We will go through a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression in the future. So this is something that needs to be faced right now. That's why I am so happy that I'm doing this video with you, and I'm so happy you're watching. You should be proud of yourself that you too are exploring this transition. And I want you to remember, during this time, there's nothing to be fearful about, because we knew that we will go through this transition. As souls, we chose to be here. And some religions say that this is the end of the world. This is the time that God will come and he will make his decision as to who is going to hell or who is going to heaven. But in reality, in the spiritual world, what is actually happening, the energy, the 3D energy, we're going to consider that as hell. Of course, it's not going to be like a devil and boiling things happening from the ground. It's not like that. But if people refuse to heal and they choose to stay in the 3D world, they will suffer, because the energy of the world will shift. So they will feel out of place. They will feel miserable. And heaven is us uplifting our soul to this new energy. The earth is not going anywhere. It's just the energy is changing, and the energy is uplifting to a higher space, and that it's moving us towards heaven, or towards the 7th dimension, also known as heaven, here on earth. So don't be fearful through this transition. There's nothing like everybody's gonna be here, but people, of course, will vibrate on certain levels. So I encourage you during this time to put work on your healing, meditate, raise your vibration, because whether we like it or not, this energy shift is happening. And during this time, trust the universe, because when you trust the universe, when you trust your higher self, you're also trusting yourself, because you are part of the same energy. We are all part of that divine energy. And if fear comes through, I want you to see the fear. I want you to acknowledge that the fear is there, but know that your spirit doesn't align with fear. Your spirit doesn't know fear. So become aware of it. You don't have to believe the fear that you're experiencing. You don't have to fall into that energy of fear, but it's very important to acknowledge it and see, okay, I'm fearful now, and fully look within and see what needs healing for us to let go of that fear. Because see every low vibration emotion as an anchor holding you in this 3D world that soon we will no longer belong there. Actually, very, 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 very soon. So on this earth, one of the laws is that we always have a choice. And so during this time, we all have a choice to either stay in this 3D world or shift to the 4th density, to the 5D world. And during this time, we can choose to stay in fear, or we can choose to see this as an opportunity for us to give birth to something new, to a new energy. And during this time, we have our spirit and soul. We are in conflict between the two. But I want you to know that the spirit is always stronger of the mind, and the spirit can control the mind. You are in control of your mind during these times. And it's important to remember that frequency is everything. And know who you are as a spiritual being. Know your worth and command that from yourself. Command yourself to match your higher self vibration. See the fear, but don't allow yourself to fall into the trap of fear. And this is the year of love. This is the year we're experiencing love because we're shifting, and that's why we see a lot of things, a lot of people speaking up for one another. We see a lot of people fighting for what's equal and for what's right. So a lot of things will start coming into the surface because we need to see them in order to heal them, because if we refuse to see them, how can we heal something? And I promise you that the universe sees you. The universe sees your efforts. The universe sees the time you put on yourself to heal. It feels your energy. So don't give up hope, and allow yourself to be patient through this process. And during these times, it's important we remember to tap into our energy. And it's important to remember to tap into our spirit as who we truly are as people, and tap into your spirit. Be patient, and during this time we will attract things that we need in order for us to heal. So next time you're in a situation where you feel frustrated, where you feel angry towards a person, where you feel judgmental towards a person, ask yourself, what in me needs healing for me to let go of this lower vibration emotion? Because everything is a reflection of who we are. The universe shows you through your feelings, through those lower vibration, what needs to be healed. Because in reality, we are aligned as spiritual beings, and during this time we need to let go of those lower vibrations, and pay close attention to these situations, to these conversations, to these things that might be triggering to you. And every low vibration, every anxiety, every fear we might be feeling, it's a sign for us. We are experiencing this because our spirit is signaling things to us. It's telling us to pay close attention to something. So if you're feeling lonely during this time, is your spirit telling you this is why you need to love yourself first? If you're feeling anxiety during this time, is your spirit telling you this is your time to learn to let go of certain things? So in everything, always remember there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. So things will come to an end. Things will get better. But first, we have to go through this transition. And know that as something will die within you, as your ego is dying within you, as you're healing, a rebirth of something new is happening. So see this as the rebirth of a new you that will transition to a higher energy. Because people suffer people will suffer if they decide to stay in these lower vibration energies. And we have to become aware of the frequencies we emit as people. We have to stop pointing fingers on other people, and we have to start asking ourselves, point that finger on us. What do I need to heal during this time? Because we cannot be triggered unless it's something within us that needs healing. And remember that source is undefinable. We usually give labels as to who we are as people. This is my personality. This is who I am. This is the universe. This is with religion we give labels and we give all these ideas, but in reality, source, nothing defines the source, because source is always growing. Source is always changing, is always evolving. So how can we put labels onto something that is always growing and evolving? And we are part of the source. So Even if we give labels to ourselves, to our personality, oh, I'm an introvert, oh, I have anxiety, oh, I get angry fast. We give all these labels to ourselves, and because we consistently hear ourselves saying that, we are staying in this low vibration. But in reality, we can shift that. We have to stop giving labels to ourselves too, if we are willing to heal and move to the next energy and the next shift that is happening right now. And awakening means awakening to who we are as spiritual beings, because during this 3D energy, during this over abuse of the solar plexus chakra, we have forgotten who we are. Because since when, as humans, we can be so mean, and we can be so cruel, and we can be so judgmental towards one another? Everybody's hating on Trump, and there's a lot of things I don't agree with what he's saying, but there's one thing to not agree with somebody, and there's another thing to be so mean and judgmental. I think a week ago his brother died, and there was all these mean comments in such a sensitive time of a person's life. When we lose somebody, it's such a devastating time. So how can we be mean and cruel towards a time like that? Since when did we become this culture that we are just so critical of everybody? Even with Ellen DeGeneres, even though things have been said about her before, about how she treats her employees, people went from loving her to the next day hating her, and out of nowhere, suddenly we forgot all the smiles she put in people's faces, all the giving that she did, and we just not even give the opportunity for somebody to make up for a mistake or even recognize a mistake. We automatically cancel people. We automatically bully people, and you see that through social media. You see, why is your hair like that? Why are you eating this? You are fat, you're skinny, you're this, you're that. We're just so judgmental. But since when did we become this judgmental human beings? So during this time, it's important we look within. We reflect within ourselves, and we ask ourselves, why do I have to voice this hate? Why do I have to voice this judgment? And even back in the day, when Jesus Christ was here and people stoned him, they throw stones at him. And today in our world, yes, we don't throw stones, but we speak with our words. And we throw stones with our words, and that can be equally as heavy. So if something is triggering you, ask yourself, what is it that I need to heal? And even next time you hear somebody being mean and judgmental towards somebody, even towards Trump, I don't agree with the guy, but ask somebody, why do you have to be so mean? That's a not nice thing to say. And of course you're gonna say it in a nice way. You're not gonna say it in a judgmental way, but ask people, why do you have radiate this hate, this bullying? That's not so nice. And watch how the person reacts, because we are in a culture that we don't usually hear that. We usually all fall into this global and mass hate towards a person, and I'm sure the person is going to be surprised that somebody's going to tell him, well, that was mean, that wasn't really nice to say. Try that and see how a person reacts, because it's important in the fourth density, in the 5D world that is about to happen. Love is going to be the main source of this energy. So it's important during this time we start speaking and putting words of wisdom, of love outside. Little words of wisdom and little pockets of wisdom to other people's mind. And watch how this shift is going to start to happen within you and within other people. And during this time, a lot of things will come to the surface. Sex trafficking, children trafficking, all these things that are happening with the politicians, with famous people, or even within us, within our friends, within our close circle, within our family, things will start to come to the surface, and I have a feeling that a lot of more things will come up by the end of this year. And it's because we need to see them. We need to face them, because if we don't face something, there's no way we can heal it. And if we cannot heal that, the transition will not be able to happen. The energy is going to shift, but we will stay in this 3D world that we no longer belong. And until we question everything, until we question what we believe, what we know, not only from our outside world, but also from us, what we know, what we believe, is this really true? Or was this just a conditioning? Until we start questioning everything, we will blindly follow our old self. Our old self that might no longer belong in this new energy that is happening. And when we are in fear, it's important to notice that when a person is fearful, is more willing to say yes to something that doesn't align with their spiritual soul. So that's why we also need to be really aware of the fear that we might be feeling, so we don't say yes to things that are not aligning with our spirit. And our spirit doesn't know fear. That's why it's important to meditate. That's why it's important during this time to heal, educate ourselves, so we can uplift our energy. Thank you all for watching so much. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. Please let me know in the comments below. How is this transition for you? How are you feeling during this transition? I will see you next time. I love you all so much. I am so proud of you for watching this and for putting in the work and healing during this time. I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.